a lot of us have and sometimes still do put our relationships on pedestals. And I don't, I mean, personally, I used to do it too. I'm a victim of it too, man, honestly. And it's not a good thing. We'll put our relationships over our desires, our passions, our goals, ourselves, and it'll blind us from what's really important, clearly. And you know, you'll spend so much time like building off of that relationship, investing so much into it that it'll be the only thing that's worth living for. And you'll push out all the things that made you you, and everything will just become like just nothing. And your whole identity will reside in the relationship. And I see that so much, bro. And even just speaking from my own experience, like where I'll become laser focused on the relationship so heavily that everything else just doesn't become as important. I'll still focus on those things because inevitably like they're I need those things to achieve where I need to be, but I won't put as much time into those things as much as the relationship, because to me, or at the time, because like I thought that if I didn't have this relationship, like I wasn't anything, or I needed to prove that I could be a great boyfriend or whatever. And in the very end, nothing. It amounted to nothing. I'm single now. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was left nothing with. I was left with just like kind of disappointment, and I guess a lot of irritation and bitterness. Because, and also like kind of irritation towards myself, where I would just always, like, I put all that time into it, and the whole time, like, it's not always for nothing. It's never for nothing, but it feels like it's for nothing because you did all that work just to get nothing in return besides a broken heart. And I think people don't understand that you can put all the time into a relationship and it still won't work out. And that's why you need to not put it on a pedestal, because it is just not as important as you may feel it is. And whole time, like, I believe that when you're in a relationship, you are investing emotional energy, time, appreciation, all that stuff. All that stuff is investments. And when there's investments, there comes risk, and when comes risk, there comes like half of that and half of this. So you either give this much of your time and you might get it back, or you might not. And people expect to get things back. And that's where the problems, like, that's when the problem starts, is that people think that they're going to get things back. The whole time you don't truly know. So instead of putting 50%, nigga, put 25 or 10, honestly. And that may look like, yeah, you're probably going to like understand, like, the relationship ain't as important as you thought it was. So you may fall back and you may not communicate as much as you were. Not saying that you should do that, because that's not wise of you. Still communicate, but stop fantasizing. Quit talking so much about the future because you don't know. Stop trying to fix every single argument that happens, because honestly, if you're having that many arguments, it's probably because the relationship's not working. This compatibility is not there, and that's okay. But that's only going to be understood that it's okay once you stop investing so much time and energy that is not required. Because as soon as things are hitting the fan, you're gonna realize, oh shit, like I probably shouldn't be here. But you're not gonna see that if your ass is not. You're not gonna see that if you keep investing to the future. Because what will happen is you fall in love with the idea, or the vision. You'll start falling with the vision of what the relationship is going to look like, and it ain't there, and you will not smell the shit that's right in front of you. You're just gonna be smelling roses. So that's like the first piece. And girls have a great way of kind of leading dudes on to help them believe that it'll be this and that. Especially if you've been single for a while. You get irritated being single. That's just how it is. It's just normal. We all go through that season where like we're single. Okay, cool. We might be in denial for a little bit. Like, nah, I'll bounce back. I'll get a girl eventually. And then you're in that season of like legitimate isolation where you're actually not with anybody, and it takes time to accept that. And when you meet somebody in that time of isolation, it may be like, shit, I was right. Like, I don't, like, I'm never gonna be single type shit. And that energy will be fed off of by the girl, and the girl will use that, not intentionally, by the way. It's not, none of this stuff is like legitimately intentional unless you meet somebody who is, a manipulator. But the girl will, like, just be happy and whatnot. You'll be happy because you proved wrong, right? And then on top of that, like y'all get into conversations where y'all talk about, babies, marriage, meeting parents, just things y'all are gonna do whenever y'all get to that point of whenever that is. But since you never did any actual reflection when you're single, you thought about what? Relationships, right? You never did an actual time in yourself. You like you're just back to square one. You're gonna build a relationship off of what you hope it to be, both of y'all. And it really started with, and even though, and like I said, I know I said like women will do this, but it really does start with, the dude. It really does, because he's not doing the self-reflection, doing the self-work and all the things that he needs to do when he's a single dude. So when, yeah, you don't do that, that's what's gonna happen. So, key point of that, like, make sure you reflect after you get out of a relationship, or if you're still single, you never been in a relationship before. Understand, one, it's not that important. It's really not. It's good. It's a great experience, but it's not something that you need to like achieve anything. Really, it's not, because as long as you love yourself and you have everything you need around you, bro, you got it. You'll be fine. And the thought of a relationship sounds amazing, but being in a relationship is not the best thing in the world. Trust me. What's it called? So another thing too is like, when I know a lot of people get into arguments, and I used to get into a hell of a lot of arguments with the last girl I was with, and it was actually irritating. And I I guess I used to have anxious attachment. I don't know if it was actually true, but I guess I used to. And with that came a lot of pulling and tugging of my own emotional weight to myself. With that caused me a lot of like just sadness, because I would view every single argument as the end. So I would treat it as the end. I would either just say, "Hey, like, we need to break up," or um I would just start freaking being upset. And because I would think like, this is it. This is the end, right? If you and your girl are arguing, bro, just hey, do what you gotta do, say what you have to say, reevaluate yourself too. Both of y'all, you and your boy arguing, you and your girl arguing, reevaluate yourself. Um, and question yourself, like, is this relationship really that worth it? Is my mental stress, is my personal health, are my goals worth this girl, this guy? Typically and always the answer will be no, but some people actually think the answer will be yes for some odd reason. I don't know why that is. Um, People just love people that much, I guess, but it ain't ever that serious, trust. And the thing is, bro, I think a lot of people, when it comes to arguments, because that's a detrimental thing. People really, because social media will push that narrative out there. Two things, actually. It's a black and white. It's, if you and your partner are arguing, just get through it. I don't care how many nights we have to argue. I'm always gonna choose you, no matter what happens. That's bullshit. Don't listen to that. And then the other one is, um, if we get into one argument, I'm just gonna leave you because I don't got time for that. It's also bullshit. Don't listen to that either, because neither of those are correct. If you are getting into arguments multiple times a night, or just having just a whole bunch of like sleepless nights because you and your partner are having too many issues, that's probably not the right relationship for you. Like, just statistically speaking, that's probably not right for you. Secondly, if you are the type of person to leave after one inconvenient problem, then you are not growing as a person. Now, I've been told multiple times by multiple people to always stay in situations that were not comfortable to grow. And I'll do it, but at the end of the day, I'll be shown why I shouldn't have stayed in the first place. If you have good discernment, then just leave on the first hint. There's no problem with that. No problem. But do not be so quick to leave and avoid growth when there's a problem in your relationship, because who knows, that just because you have one argument does not mean it's gonna be the fault of everything. But on top of that, like, of like leaving, like, sorry, I'm getting a little irritated, but it's not it's not wise. That's just simple. It's just not wise to just leave after one argument. Because then if you're gonna leave after that, how many other problems are you gonna be faced where you know it needs your solution making, but you don't want to be present for it, because you know what? Fuck that. I don't want to be a part of this problem. Like, that's not good. You don't want to be like that. Um a lot of social media, bro, will push that narrative out there. People just do it for clicks. Honestly, people love the views. People love the clicks. People love the traction, the comments, just everything, the money, the monetization, everything, bro. That's what people will do. Just because a video comes across your view page relating to a situation that you were in, have been in, will be in, does not mean it's a sign. That is not true. That is weird that you believe that social media gives out signs. It's not how it works. It's just algorithm and things that are for you. Second to that, do not apply videos to your entire love life, especially if they are extreme and don't make sense. If something is telling you to stay with somebody regardless of how bad it is, that is not good advice. That doesn't even make sense. Because there's no way you would be where you are now if you did not make certain decisions that would opt you out of situations that were doing you like not justice, basically. And that requires to be applied to everything you've ever been in. That's just how it is. So, um, listen, like, look at videos, whatever. I prefer to go on YouTube for advice, not Instagram or TikTok. There are some there's only two credible people I watch on TikTok. I don't even know their names, to be honest with you. Don't have actual names. They're like, I don't know. But I'm not gonna go onto a TikTok or Instagram video to look at some things. I'm gonna go on a YouTube video, um, and specifically look at therapists or whatever. So that's good. I don't know. That's just that's how I'm feeling. Um, to the niggas that to the people that get cheated on and keep going back to their ex. Also not good. That's not good. But that is a significant sign that you are putting that girl, that guy, that relationship on a pedestal. You believe in what it's not even the relationship actually. It's really the person. You believe that person could be somebody so much that you are willing to take a whole bunch of bullshit to see them for who they could be, but they will never be that person. But for some reason in your mind, either it's your first relationship or you just don't have self-respect, causes you to believe that this person will be who you made them think that they will be, or made yourself think that they will be. And unfortunately, you will continue to go into emotional turmoil because you do not understand that that's just not how it works. Um, we've all done it. A lot of us have done it. If you haven't done it yet, you will do it eventually. It happens. It just happens. It's low-key inevitable unless you just have some crazy amount of self-respect that you just got out of nowhere. Because I mean, it doesn't come from. It has to come from somewhere. It comes from brokenness. So I don't know if you just got to find it nowhere. But hey, man, she cheated, bro. Like, leave it alone. I've done it a couple times. Don't even trip. Done it more than a couple times. I've done it a couple times with one woman. Like I've been in those shoes. That's why I'm trying to explain it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. You feel me? I've been there. I love y'all enough to tell y'all like just don't do it because it's really not worth it. And it screams a lot of like I don't want to use the word insecurity, but it doesn't show that you are confident in yourself enough to be single. That's just how it is. I hate having to kind of roam around the same amount of girls. I get it. Like, I want somebody new. I want something new out there, but I'm having to like roam around the same couple of girls. Like I get it. It gets boring, whatnot, irritated nights for sure. But unfortunately, that's just how it is. I'm in that isolation of season of being single, and I'm obviously being in denial. Like shit. But there are a lot of moments where I'll humble myself to understand, like, you know what, this is what God wants from me, so I just gotta accept it. And it's hard to accept it, but I gotta accept it. You feel me? Um, another thing, making certain no, changing your like lifestyle for somebody or for the relationship. I understand that. Like, I saw this one TikTok video. It talked about like this. I think it was I forgot his name, but he was talking about how if you're in a relationship and your partner is making plans in the future and they don't include you, that is like you're just not included, bro. And that's also a good sign that you're with an emotionally mature partner. I'm gonna keep it a stack. If especially well, really at our age, that's a good sign. Um, you should not be telling your girlfriend or boyfriend that I'm gonna go to your college when originally you're gonna go to a different one. Or I'm gonna start working at this job because you work there. I want to be around you more. Or I'm gonna move here because you're gonna move here. Like, nah, man, if you were gonna move to freaking Kentucky, go to Kentucky. Just because your girl wants to go to freaking or wants to stay in Texas doesn't mean you stay in Texas. your lifestyle that you wanted to build is in Kentucky. That future that you know that you will have is in Kentucky. You have a better chance of getting a return investment value if you bet on yourself or invest on yourself than investing on a girl that you don't know. Because if that's well, you know her, but you don't know her truly because that is a human and humans are unpredictable, bro. The statistic on you is far more, just far more than her. You are your own statistic. You can determine whether you go up or down. On her, you have to just wait and see. Him, you have to wait and see. That's up to you though. I'm just saying. But I see a lot of people, they'll change up their whole, like, just their whole life for one person, bro. It's fucking crazy. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. They change their whole life just to like, just to be around that person. And it's crazy because I think the thing about it is like as I'm speaking, like I'm realizing all what it truly is, bro. And it's just luminous, bro. Like y'all are just fantasizing, just in a whole like different world where like it's all about this relationship. And if it's nothing else, it's this relationship. And it's crazy because it ain't just us people. Like it could be grown adults too. You know, people who are just lonely. They could be in a whole bunch of relationships, but they don't self reflect. They don't learn. They keep doing the same stuff every single time. They don't ever learn from their mistakes. So they just what do? They keep getting into relationships and they keep getting their heart broken because they keep expecting the outcome to be something that what they built it up to be. It's never gonna be that, bro. Um, Grieving. After we get a relationship, we grieve. We after a breakup, we grieve, bro. That's how it is. We know that's what we do. I'm gonna keep it a stack. 2 months tops. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care how long the relationship was going on. Unless she died, 2 months tops, bro. 2 year two if you're the right person, like if you're like, if you're a good like secure person, all that good shit, 2 months tops is enough for you to get a relationship, bro, on some of that shit. Because you understand what it was, what it wasn't, what it was never going to be, and you appreciate it for what it was. And you appreciate the person for giving you the experience to live life. But if you are somebody who has anxious attachment, I don't know about avoidant attachment. But if you got anxious attachment, we're looking at like a little 5 months at least. Actually, 5 months at least. That takes a lot of time because you're replaying scenarios over again. You're having to work within yourself, forgive yourself, understand that you don't need anybody to be happy. It's a lot of work. But those things are important, bro, because you can even be secure and you can still you could have been, idolizing the relationship, bro. That's why I say 2 months. Cause if you really secure it, you really know, you know what I'm saying? Um that first month is to like just reminisce on everything, bro. That second month is about just building up your character and self-reflection, you know. But that self-reflection on that second month will only be about the relationship. Like, okay, well, I was an asshole in this situation, so I'm gonna make sure I don't act like this ever again, or I don't act like this as much. And the rest of the months will always be will constantly be self-reflection, but it will be about your character as a whole. You won't make every decision to better yourself because of what happened in a relationship. You make every decision to better yourself because that's just how you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, bro. I think in like on a serious, like on a different note, but on the same instrument. Ha! You want to, in order to not, you know, idolize your relationships, bro. If I didn't explain it already, because I might have, I don't know. You need to like truly understand. I know I've said it multiple times. Yeah, you need to truly understand, bro, that the relationship is not that important. And the only way you're gonna be able to do that is making your life important. Give yourself some purpose. You were already given purpose. I believe that for sure. Find that. Or if you can't find it that fast, because sometimes it takes a lot of living. Find the evidence of what your purpose should be. Give your life some meaning. You feel me? Give it some value. Make yourself believe that your life is actually worth living for. Give yourself hobbies, all these things, meaningful hobbies, not just no disrespect. Writing and drawing run out, and I think they're so easily misplaced. I mean, misplaced, replaced. No disrespect though. If that's what you like doing, do it. I don't know, but something more secure. I don't know, like I don't know, on book hunting or some shit. I don't know, but something more secure, bro. Honestly, um, like I got a couple of things, bro. I mean, I record videos. I collect vinyl records. I build fish tanks. Like I do a lot of things. Um, I play the game. People don't think that's a hobby. That's a fucking hobby. I'm not gonna lie. I was playing the game with your homeboys, recording videos, make some clips, edit some things. I don't know, do something. But you need to make sure that you have enough things in your life that you are proud of, that you're proud to call yours, and that you can continue to produce that stuff, so that if somebody else comes into your life, that thing should never be pushed down, because that's something that you created and that you can continue to create, and you're proud of it. You feel what I'm saying? No person, and this is something that you're going to create after you realize like friendships not that important, right? You can't, it's kind of hard to realize that while, like, if you're seeing this video while being in a relationship, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to get your head out of that, man. It really is, man. It's, oh man, it really is. It really is, because it's hard to see something from a different perspective when you're living the perspective that they're telling you to not live. It's hard because, yeah, you're living a lifestyle they're saying is wrong. It's like, how the fuck you gonna tell me? It's my life. You get what I'm saying? Um, so that's just kind of like, yeah, you gotta have to be single to really realize it. Is what I'm trying to say. Um, I definitely want to do a segment on, like, anxious attachment, and all that stuff. I definitely want to do that for sure, because I just don't really know that much about it, even though I lived it myself. I don't know. It's just kind of stupid. I don't think I can make like a long enough video to talk about just that. Um, yeah, just don't idolize relationships, bro. They're not as important as you think they are. They never will be. There's literally never going to be any relationship in this world that will be as important as the relationship you have with yourself. That's just how it is. You should always love yourself more than anybody. Um, which is how it is, bro. Unless you're religious, then you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. 'Cause God is on top. God is the word. God is the world. God is the only reason. You feel me? But if you're not religious, like, yeah, that's my message to y'all. But yeah, then if you are religious, like, yeah, only person. Well, it still applies the same way, but the only person you should be loving, like, you should be loving God more than yourself. But the thing is that you should love yourself too. Because if you have no love for yourself, then what love do you have to give to God? You know what I'm saying? Um, God doesn't want a heartless heart. So, but that is my little two cents. I got more videos to record. I'm really gonna record in like an hour at my friend's house. So, these don't keep on coming. So I'm gonna post these clips, get it out the way, and post some more clips. Type shit. I'll see y'all niggas in the next video.